I J
VTR 3841, stroke 76. This is New Faces, it's part 1 and it's take 1.
M N O 1 2 3
Yesterday I was happy to play for a penny or two a song, till a fella in a black sedan took a shine to my one-man band. He said, we got plans for you, you'd never dream. You're a star, love a suit and a new guitar, and I know that you'll go far, 'cause you're a star.
Yes, it's New Faces, All Winners Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your host and compere for tonight, Derek Hobson.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Good much. Good evening. Thank you. Yes, a very special show. We're all dolled up for the occasion because, of course, it's a special winners show tonight. All hired our suits for the occasion. We've got 7 great acts for you as well. 3 very funny comics for you to meet. Lots of good music. All new faces on television. And 1 lucky face coming back again to the gala final at the end of the series. Now, so far, Simone has got through to that gala final. We've got to find an act to join Simone. And waiting in the wings to help us out tonight, the panel. Starting with certainly one of the most respected musicians in this country. Would you welcome Mr. Jack Parnell? And following Jack in, will you also say a warm hello to a fellow who really is a man of all talents in this business, actor, director, dancer, choreographer, Mr. Lionel Blair.
Derek.
Yes?
Are you ready for this?
No.
Hey!
No. He gets into the act all the time. He should be one of the acts tonight as well. Thank you very much, Lionel. On to the next. A bit of decorum, I think, after that. On to the next of our panel, a lovely lady, one of the most charming people in television, our first ever announcer, would you believe, in ITV, and now head of children's programs at Granada. Would you welcome Muriel Young? And finally, a fellow who, again, has done so many different things in this business, an announcer, a sports commentator, and now a hunter after criminal talent, Mr. Shaw Taylor. Keep him peeled. He's going to keep him peeled tonight. Right, we're nearly ready to go. Let's get on with the acts tonight, and the first act on the bill. Familiar faces that won a show, in fact, a viewer's show in the last series, and we welcome them back tonight to this winner's show. Singing, well, I'm sure a song you'll all recognize. It's called Beyond the Sea. Welcome, will you, Greengage.
Beyond the sea, someone waits for me. Ships
Thank you very much. That's it. I'm sure the audience enjoyed that one at home, and I'm wondering whether the panel did in this winner's show tonight. Let's start with Shaw Taylor down at the bottom there. Shaw, was this the sort of act that you like?
Oh, yeah, it's very much me. I mean, what a fantastic way to start the show with that tremendous sound. The fact that Debussy is probably doing cartwheels in his grave, I don't think it's got anything to do with it whatsoever. It was only halfway through that I realised it was the fella who was hitting the high notes. Mm-hmm. And nobody was giving him a hand or anything. No, I think it's tremendous sound. They really are. It's a very exciting sound. And they've got this lovely thing of enjoying what they're doing. Mm. Somebody once said that star quality was expertise laced with relish. And I think they had it all.
That's not a bad turn of phrase, is it, pal? You're all in your metal tonight. Lots of eloquent phrases, please. Muriel Young, sitting there beside. Sure. What did you think?
Great verve and zest and great musicianship. My only quandary was actually which voice was getting it. I know the fellow was getting most of the high notes and the girl was getting high notes. The only doubt I would have, if those two people aren't necessarily both doing that lovely sort of high thing, the girl could perhaps go a bit lower.
A bit lower.
Lower,
right.
Yes.
Lionel.
Oh, I like them very much. Colourful, marvellous, as Shaw says, opening to the show, opening to any show. I think they were tremendous. I should think when they make records, they could do the backing and then put their voices on afterwards, and maybe their voices, it would be easier for them. I mean, doing it all at once, at one time, and on a night like this, it must be very difficult. I thought they were super.
Good show group.
Absolutely tremendous.
Coming to Jack, any musical tips for them at all?
No, I don't think so. I think they did a great job. It's a nice idea to take one of these old songs that's got a really good melody and put this new pop rhythm behind it. It comes off very well. No, I can't really fault them at all. I think they really did an excellent job
Well,
of it.
let's not fault them then. I'm sure the audience would agree. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Greengage. Of course, if you're expecting any marks at this stage, we don't mark until the end. In other words, at home, you could all enjoy yourselves tonight by getting the writing pads out there and marking along with the panel and coming up to your own decision at the end of the show. We move on now to meet a comic, one of 3 comedians. This also happens to be a very fine singer as well, who won one of our early shows in this series. Back again tonight as a winner, Mr. Lee Wilson.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing on the wires, I can hear you through the wine, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line.
I've just been in that pub next door for a drink, and there was a chap sat by the door. He got a dog. He was that high, this dog. Frost on his back, this dog, and he was lying down. The biggest dog I've ever seen him. He got a nose like a 2-pound loaf, this dog. Like a 16-ounce boxing glove, his nose. I said to this fella, I said, "Does your dog bite, mate?" And he says, "No." And I went to touch him, he took half my hand off. I said, "You stupid." I thought you said your dog didn't bite. He said, "It's not my dog." And this Mongolian tap dancer, all his life he'd wanted a pair of crocodile shoes and he couldn't afford them. And he won the pools. And he went to this shop, he said, "Could I have a pair of crocodile shoes?" He said, "I'm terribly sorry, we haven't got any of you now." 497,000 shops he went into. And the co-op. No chance. He said, "Well, where do they grow the crocodiles?" He said, "Africa." And he packed his wellies in his wimpy jacket. And they were white wellies because he'd been to a wedding. And one was a 6 and one was a 9 because one's upside down when you buy them. The latest sort of wellies with bionic toe caps. See-through toe caps on his wellies. So as he could count up to 20 without taking them off. And he went on safari in the middle of the jungle, and they come across this lake, 500 mile long, 2 foot across. 35-foot crocodile swimming up and down. He thought, "Mother of God, bejeebus," and all the other profanities. And he ripped his clothes off and he dived in. He was swimming that fast, there's only his feet in the water. And he grabbed this 35-footer by, he got him by the tail, dragged him onto the bank. 14 days he was fighting him. And he beat him and he rolled him over on his back. He said, "Oh, ruddy hell, he's got none on."
I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the widget alignment is still on the line, still on the line, still on the
Talented fellow there, Lee Wilson. Nice mix in that act. I'm wondering whether Lionel Blair enjoyed much of that.
Yes, very much. He tells a great story. I love just, you can sit back and relax and listen to his story. Choosing that song and then doing that comedy, I realised in 3 minutes he tried to show both sides of his talent. I don't know whether that song was the right one. He sang it excellently and he told an excellent story. The two was a bit of a shock to me because I'd never seen him before. But I thought he was excellent. I loved his stories and everything, and I thought he was...
I'm just wondering whether that jarred with Muriel. Did it jar at all, the mixture?
It certainly was a surprise. I think he's got a great future as a singer because it's a very special voice. It's a very good voice. I love his verbal descriptions when he's telling his stories. You actually see that fellow in his white wellies at the wedding. You actually see that crocodile with no shoes on. He's a pictorial comic. Lovely work.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Sure.
I thought it was excellent. The only thing I would quarrel with is the structure of the act. I think he's a very good singer. I think he's a very good comedian. Rather than have him sing, then have a big wodge of story and then sing again, I would like to have seen him sing all the way through and just come in with a little story, back to singing, little story, back to singing, so that the structure was a little more smooth rather than dividing the two things.
Picking up on that point, Jack, is this again where you would fall down?
No, I like the shock. Of hearing, getting carried away into somebody who can really sing, and then all of a sudden it stops and you hear this joke star. I thought the shock was very good stagecraft, I thought. Seems to me that to be a good comedian these days, you've got to be a good singer. There's so many of them coming along like this. They can really sing and funny with it.
Right, well, there you are. The panel loved it, and I'm sure that goes for the audience too, with Lee Wilson. Well, and you've only just seen two of a very talented bill tonight. It's going to be a very difficult one, this, for the panel. Let's move on now to meet a lovely trio. Now, when they were on the show, Chris and Billy Joe were married. I think they got married on the day of the show, and they spent their honeymoon here, and they celebrated it with a victory. On the programme, back tonight, hoping for even greater things, would you welcome Flair?
I'm gonna tear myself apart. I'm gonna break somebody's heart.
I'm gonna get up and go. I've made up my mind. I wanna be free. I'm gonna throw myself a line. I'm gonna leave someone behind. I'm gonna shed what I'm in. Wearing your skin. To make a new me. I'm gonna find a new love. There'll be some changes made in me.
Just wait and see.
Everybody will agree that a new girl was born when she was gone from an old memory. Now I can hardly wait to see what fortune's like to shine on me. When I get out in the fray, stalking my prey, whoever he may be. I say goodbye to the good life. Pick up my shoes, take off my head now. There's nothing to life isn't fair ground.
There's lots of living going on.
I'm on the run.
Sitting knitting is no fun.
For anyone, when a new world is there, for me to share with the love I have won. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, just when the brand new day is dawning. I'm gonna open my eyes, take to the sky, fly away.
Goodbye to yesterday. Try to find a way to make the good times stay. Come help me tear away. Tear away.
I'm gonna
Tear
Eight. 9.
VTR 3841, stroke 76 is his new faces. It's part 2 and it's take 1.
A. B. C. D. E. F.
Very much. Warm welcome back. Those are the faces there of Flair, the act that we saw a couple of minutes ago before the break, singing incidentally one of their own numbers called Tearaway. And I think I'll start with Jack Parnell here. In fact, ask you, Jack, what you made of that song. Do you think it was a good choice?
Yes, I thought it was quite a good song. I had one criticism to make. I thought that the two boys were a little loud for Billy Joe. I couldn't quite hear the actual melody because the boys were following the lines, and I think they were just a little bit too strong for Billy's voice. If they sort of cooled it off a little bit and we could hear more of the actual melody, I think it would be an improvement. But it was very nice.
So you have something to say there about music. Obviously, Lionel's always on about dresses, isn't he, at
Oh,
home?
dear, you're
So I'm
right.
wondering whether you have any Flair
Yes,
type...
I'm afraid I have. Yes,
you?
I'm afraid
Yes.
so, yes. Sorry about that. No, Billy Joe, she's a lovely girl. She dressed completely against the song because she says, I'm going to let my hair down, I'm going to be a new... She's already done it. And you know what I mean? Yes, she looks absolutely smashing, but it was a wrong dress. I didn't like the dress. I think she should find a new dress as far as a new... Really.
Okay, I
No, that
think
sounds
you made your
awful.
point, right.
And I've got written down here, the backing boys were too loud.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't hear her properly.
I like the jacket, actually.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Well, actually, they had some of that material left over, so I had it made up into a jacket.
Thank you. All right, Muriel Young, let's get back to the music here. What did you make of the music of Flair?
I thought they looked great. I think they're very clever. I did feel not so much that the backing voices were too loud. I think, if anything, the boys shouldn't sing the same line, the same harmony line. I think if they could sing different lines, so we had 3 lines going, the girls singing the top line, boys singing 2 different harmony lines, it would be a better balance.
All right, thank you. And Shaw, you saw them the first time.
Yeah,
Any
I saw them.
improvement
I was
this
on the
time?
show when they won the last one. I think what fascinates me is how Billy Joe has matured. I know how long has she been married? 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever it is. And the maturity is quite extraordinary there. The only thing I would say is don't hold the microphone. She's got such a lovely mouth, and the microphone's right up there. Small
All right,
criticism.
Uncle Shaw's just been saying something there. All right, thank you very much indeed, panel. Thank you, Flair. Well, now up to Bonnie, Scotland we go to meet 4 fellas all playing guitars, all that lovely sort of melody coming out. In fact, the first time they were on, they came up to New Faces with a medley, let's get it right, a medley of Crosby, Stills and Nash numbers. Well, tonight is a new song, one written by the lads in the group. It's called Sigh, a Weary Tune, and this is Redwood.
Coming down to Nashville, dry as hell, and my head filled with listening to the music of them blue, blue guitars. Such a sad and lonely song I never heard before, so see how they play zippity-doo-dah-day. Sounded like Jimmy, you're going, and though it's my first in a long time, please pass the bottle of red wine. Ooh, and while I think it over, sigh, weary, lost in a crowded room. Listen to the music of the bluegrass in the country. Listen to them picking on that old banjo. Waking to the wailing of the harp the boy is playing. See how they play zippity-doo-dah-day. And it sounded like Jenny, you're going, first in a long time, please pass the bottle of red wine. Ooh, and while I think it over, sigh, weary, lost in a crowded room. Up and you were gone then. I moved out from the city, that's a long, long way, to sit and read the faces in the music making places and see how they play zippity-doo-dah-day. And it sounded like Jimmy, you're going, and though it's my first
much. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, you're watching here the New Faces Winners Show. There's another winner. A very complete, full sound indeed there from Redwood. And Muriel Young, I'm wondering whether you enjoyed their musical talents there?
Oh, I certainly did. For me, they are quality with a capital Q, or a capital K, if you want to say it's not as good as me.
Depends what you're selling.
It is a most beautiful sound. And there, what they were doing illustrates what I meant about Flair. All those boys had different harmony lines. The harmonies were absolutely beautiful, and they were light when they had to be light, and they were heavier when they had to be heavier. They were all playing with their own voices as instruments and their instruments as instruments. It was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much, Muriel. She obviously liked it. Yes, well, sure.
I go along with you on the sound. I thought the sound was magnificent. What worries me slightly is their presentation. I mean, there is no presentation as such. If they're going to make a life in the record business, well, fine. You know, I found that when I closed my eyes, I got a much better impression of them than when I looked at them on the screen. Because as soon as I saw them on the screen, I mean, it's a lovely cap, but it shades your face. And if that starts to worry me, then I'm not listening properly. What they need to do now is work on the act and turn it into a presentation.
Okay, Lionel Blair is saying, I've written this down myself.
You've just said everything I've written
yes.
down.
Sure. I'm excited.
Whereas Greengage have the presentation, they have a marvellous presentation. These boys have, as Muriel said, a great sound. It's quality, it's class. And they're marvellous to listen to, but not very exciting to watch, unfortunately.
All right, just to sum up then, Jack, what did you
Well, I
think?
think it's very difficult because they do this country style, and the country style is relaxed, and it's very difficult to sort of be two things at the same time, very pushing and animated and relaxed. It's a very hard thing to achieve. I thought it was a very, very good sound. I like the music, and I'll just close my eyes.
Okay. Thank you very much, panel. Thank you again to Redwood. Yes. Well, I think, you know, Muriel Young has said it. Quality with a capital K, maybe tonight. There's a lot of quality in this programme, and we've got another very fine comic for you. In fact, you could say he's Lancashire's answer to Christopher Lee. Mr. Mike Stand Douglas.
We have opened a new hospital in Dublin, and the first patient went in to be sterilised. And you know what they've done? They boiled him for 2.5 hours. But how about Murphy? And he's working on this farm. And the farmer says, go and hang that gate in the big field. And he came back a half an hour later, he says, have you hung the gate? He says, no, it's a bit heavy for me to lift above my head, so I threw it in the river and drowned it. Well, he went to the pub for a drink, and he met Riley. And Riley says, how are you getting on to your new job on the farm? Oh, he says, it's killing me. He said, I'm working from 6 to 6, 12 hours every day. Murphy said, what about me? I'm working from 7 to 7, 14 hours. Thank you very much. Oh, good. So they got a few drinks in them. You know how they're going when they're drunk, don't you? Murphy says to Riley, he said, was it you or your brother that got buried at sea? He said, well, it must have been my brother, because I wasn't in the Navy. Murphy said, you should have been in this pub last night. He said, why? He said, there was a fella here selling woodbines, 10 bob a million. He said, was there? He said, aye. He said, why didn't he get me 20? He said, I didn't know you smoked. Murphy says, Riley, you know Mary Flanagan up the road? He said, I do. He said, I'm laughing, I've heard these all before me, son. He said, didn't you make love to her half an hour after me? Riley said, I did. He said, well, I've news for you. She's had twins and mine's died. And you know, they started arguing about who was the biggest liar. Murphy said, I'm a bigger liar than you. He said, you're not. He said, I am. He said, you're not. He said, I am. He said, go on then. Murphy said, I swam up Niagara Falls. Riley says, I seen you. Murphy said, I used to be a boxer. He said, no, you weren't. He said, I was. He said, I'll have you a fight. He said, there's no ref. He said, well, get the barman to referee. He said, I'll referee for you. And Murphy goes to Riley, come on, son, I'm ready for you, pal. Come on, son, any way you want it, I'll give it to you, pal. And he hit him and he's on the floor. And the referee says, don't get up till 9. And Riley said, what time is it now? Thank you. Well, they had 60 quid on them, and they went to the scrapyard to see what they get in a car for 60 quid. They went to the bloke in the scrapyard, and Murphy said, what have you got for 60 quid? He said, I've got a car here, but it hasn't got any doors. Riley says to Murphy, how are we going to get in? Well, they got this car. They got this car, and they went to a drive-in movie, and they didn't like the film, so they slashed the seats. Now, they're driving up the AMI motorway, and they smashed the car up, and Riley's lying there. Not a move out of him. And Murphy sent for an ambulance. Give us an ambulance. Now, there's a piano player in the back of this ambulance. And he got out and he felt Riley's pulse. He said, he's dead. Riley got up, he said, I'm not dead. Murphy said, Riley, lie down. These are ambulance men, they know what they're talking about. Thank you very much. Good night and bless you. Thank you very much.
Funny fella. Funny man. There we are, Mr. Mike Stan Douglas, one of two very funny Ulster comics on tonight. You'll see the second one a little later. But Jack Parnell knows a bit more about this act than perhaps the rest of the panel do, don't you?
Yeah, well, I had the privilege of seeing Mike work to an audience in a club, and he really is terrific. And the thing that he didn't do tonight, which he can also do tremendously well, he's a great singer as well. Really can sing. He's made some records with really a knockout. That's not all of his talent. He really is something.
What's he doing over there? Yeah?
I don't know. No, he's a professional. He really
professional.
is a professional.
Well, that's praise indeed. Lionel Blair.
Oh, well, stand up and cheer for Mike Stan Douglas, I say. I mean, he's terrific. When he came on, I mean, that's presentation. He walked on and went into his gags, and it was just marvellous. And you felt comfortable that the man knew what he was going to do. You didn't think, oh, God, is he... He was just tremendous. I thought one of the funniest comics I've seen.
What does the audience think?
Really?
There?
One of
Did they
the
like
best.
Mr. Mike? Muriel.
I thought he was absolutely super and absolutely daft.
Add to Shaw.
That was first class. And thank heavens he didn't take his teeth out. I was worried the whole way through, because I grew up with a family that every Christmas took their teeth out. Take me back to my childhood.
Tell us about that someday. Yes. All right.
That's another story.
You anyway liked it. Thank you very much. I'm sure the audience did. Thank you, Mike Stan Douglas. Yes. Oh, well. How are you marking at home? I wonder whether the family are split about which is the best act so far. Well, keep your marks to yourselves and see whether or not you get it right at the end of the programme. We are going to take a break because we're back in a few minutes' time with two more great acts to see, and then the verdict of the panel tonight and the winning act on this winner's show. So don't go away.
Nine, 10,
VTR 3841, stroke 76. His new faces, it's part 3 and it's take 1.
C, D, E, F, G, H,
Thank you very much. A warm welcome back here to the New Faces Winners Show. We've seen 5 great acts, and in a moment we're going to see another one. But before that, let me remind you about a little addition to the programme. A little man that appears at the top of the programme has now been turned into this little statue. And we're going to give this, as by way of our little Oscar, to the winning act of all our winners' shows. The only thing is that Oscars and Emmys and Tonys, they all have names, but we want a name for our little fellow here, our little award in the show. So if you've got any ideas at home about a name for him, do write them in on a postcard to New Faces ATV Centre, Birmingham. Just simply New Faces ATV Centre, Birmingham. And the one that we like the best, well, we'll give you one of these as well, OK? Right, on now to the show, on to the next act. Paul John Forrest is his name. He's a very fine singer-songwriter from Liverpool. And tonight, written by a friend, there's another song of his he's going to sing for us, written by John Pryor. It's called Louise. I say again, the name, Mr. Paul John Forrest.
Louise lets her down in the morning, then at night she puts a lamplight to a window very bright. Though I'm feeling better, I can't seem to get her off my mind. Funny thing, I'm crying for the love we could not find. So goodbye to the trees and the sun, Louise, and the love that makes us feel good. Yeah, goodbye, goodbye. Part of all the things you say, love you understand, and all the reasons thus forgotten close at hand. You can't see the millions forming their opinions of your mind. Louise, you can't get much deeper than the ocean floor. Louise, you can't fly much higher than the nighttime sky. So goodbye to the trees and the sun, Louise, and the love that makes us feel good. Yeah, goodbye to Louise, goodbye to forgotten close at hand. You can't see the millions forming their opinions of your mind. So goodbye to the trees and the sun, oh Louise, and the love that makes us feel good. Goodbye to Louise, goodbye to Louise.
An awful lot of talent about on New Faces, and there's another very talented gentleman indeed, Paul John Forrest. I'm going to start with Shaw Taylor at the very bottom there and ask you your opinion.
I'm sorry to say it didn't happen for me with John Paul. I think probably I tried to analyse why it wasn't happening for me, and I've got a feeling what it lacked was heart. He was more concerned with the sounds he was making than the sentiments he was expressing. I think there was a beautiful song there, but he didn't get it across to me.
OK, he's very much mixed up about that one, Shaw is. So, Jack?
I'm the other way. I liked it very much indeed. I think that he's...
yes, a little ripple.
I think he's hit on the thing that the Beatles had when they came out. He's got the contemporary mood off. He's got the choosing the songs and doing a kind of song which is really of today, which is contemporary. He may not have managed to put all his heart into it because he had a lot of other things to do as well, playing the guitar. And he gave me the same sort of feeling that Paul McCartney
OK,
gave me.
one each. Lionel.
Well, I know what Shaw means, and I know what Jack means. I liked him very much indeed, and I liked him the last time he was on, when I was on before. I think his talent lies in his writing. I think he writes smashing. I really do. And I think what he should try and do is write for other people and let other people make big hits out of his songs and then do a concert of his own songs with him performing it. Yeah. And when you go from one instrument to the other, it's got to be with a flourish. And then when he went to the piano, it wasn't a break in the music where he could come in. He sort of came in the middle of the orchestra playing. It wasn't clean in.
I think it's a fair point.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
It's a
very fair point.
suggestion, I think.
Yeah, very good
very,
then.
very sensible advice.
Muriel, just to sum up.
Well, I would say, really, as Shaw says, for me the talent is there, but he wasn't allowing the spark to flare.
Yeah. That word again, Flair. Right. Thank you very much, panel, and thank you very much indeed, Paul John Forrest. Well, just to show you the power of television, this next face coming on won the show last week, and practically immediately after the programme he had a booking to appear in Scotland on the Scottish tour with the Bachelors. He's about to appear with Dorothy Squires in a London stage show, all out of being on television last week. Back again tonight, Mr. Roy Walker.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, I've had a marvellous week. On Sunday, I watched James Hunt win the World Championship in Japan. My brother Shuey, he was in that race. He nearly won it. Only he made 25 pit stops. 1 for petrol and 24 for directions. On Tuesday, very nice on Tuesday, my 13th wedding anniversary on Tuesday. The train robbers didn't get as long as that, did they? I went home half drunk. The wife said, "What do you mean coming home half drunk?" I said, "I run out of money." I had a shower and a shave and got into bed beside her. She looked at me, said, "You've had it." Do you know, I couldn't remember whether I had or not. All you fellas here tonight could tell me a different story about where you met your missus. Some meet them at church, some at work, some in dances, some in television studios. We had a strange meeting. We met outside a pawn shop. There she was, picking her teeth. She got a nice set. I took her home that day to meet my daddy. He likes a good laugh. He said, "I hope you don't think I'm bad-mannered, son, by not standing up to meet your girl." I said, "It's all right, Dad." He was having a bath at the front of the fire. He said, "She doesn't look very special." I said, "She is. Her father's a Red Indian. Her mother's Scottish." He said, "What do you call her?" I said, "Hawkeye, the new." I shouldn't talk about my father in here. He's up there now, so he is. He's getting the lead off the roof. He was wonderful, my father. He was a clairvoyant. He was one of these people that look into the future. He knew the day he was going to die. The judge told him. He got the electric chair. The governor of the prison was very nice. He said, "Mr. Walker, a few wee requests before we switch on." My father said, "Would you hold my hand?" On Thursday, I was in Blackpool and met with Shuey. I said, "Hello, Shuey, on your holidays?" He said, "Yes." I said, "How did you come over, plane or boat?" He said, "I don't know. My daddy bought the tickets." He said, "To tell you the truth, Roy, I was supposed to go to Majorca." I said, "You mean Mallorca? The J is silent." He said, "Is it?" I said, "Yeah, when were you supposed to go?" He said, "Un or lie." He had this, he was telling me about this funny job he had. He's not allowed to speak on it. It's all whispering and hand signals. 12 o'clock come, he said to the lads, "Lads, what time's the lunch break?" One of them said, 12:30 to 1. He said, "I only got married on Saturday. I was hoping to nip home for an hour." He said, "Go ahead, we'll cover up for you." He nipped home and caught the big foreman in bed with his wife. Got back to work the next morning. 12 o'clock, the lad said, "Shuey, are you going home for an hour?" He said, "No, I nearly got caught yesterday." Good night.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, in a couple of minutes' time, the marking, but first the discussion on this act, and I think I'll go to Lionel Blair and see whether or not he enjoyed this.
Oh, yes, very much. Very gentle, completely the opposite from
Mike Stanley.
Mike Stanley, yes, but very relaxing, bit Dave Allen. In fact, I thought he looked a lot like Lee Wilson. Lee Wilson. They look like brothers. They really looked a lot. But he's gentle and nice, and you just sit back and relax. He tells a nice story. I liked him very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Muriel?
Yes, nice, lugubrious delivery and ludicrous stories.
Yeah.
Absolutely daft again.
Two
Idiotic,
different styles
yes.
there, aren't
Lovely,
there?
lovely.
Yeah.
All these Northern Irish too
Yes.
coming in all the time.
Sure, on you go, yes.
No, I liked him very much. I would quite like to see him do something in the way of material more up to date, rather than simply tell jokes, to do a commentary on life generally, and I think he could be absolutely hysterical.
All right, well, Jack, you weren't on the show which he won. What did you make of him?
No, I thought he was very good indeed. I love the style, the easygoing style. A complete opposite to Mike, and just as good in his own way, I think.
We will wait with interest now what they say. Thank you very much indeed, panel, and thank you, Roy Walker. Yes. Righto. Well, now, this is where our quartet have got to make their minds up. They have been watching the acts like you at home, and Short Taylor at the end. We're going to start with you, remembering that it's marks out of 100, please, for each of the 7 acts. Off you go.
Well, here are the marks of the Dartmouth panel. I marked Greengage 95, Lee Wilson 85, Flair 92, Redwood 88, Mike Stan Douglas 92, Paul John Forrest 83, and Roy Walker 90, so my top marks go to Greengage.
Thank you. Briefly, Shaw, why did you vote that way, just very briefly?
They started the show on such a high level, and I found that nobody ever quite caught up to the level they'd set.
OK, well, in equal second place, Flair and Mike Stan Douglas were 92, but the leader, Greengage. On now to Muriel Young with your marks again out of 100 for each act.
Greengage 85, Lee Wilson 83, Flair 80, Redwood 90, Mike Douglas 85, Paul John Forrest 80, and Roy Walker 80.
OK, in third place, Mike Stan Douglas. A point behind Redwood in second place, but Greengage again leading. Muriel, again, how would you sum up the way the acts were?
For me, Greengage were absolutely grand to open, but Redwood had it over them for quality.
Ah, OK. Well, you obviously went for the music acts. The music acts pleasing the first 2 panellists as we reach halfway with that situation. A lead of just a couple of points. So now to Lionel Blair. Off you go.
Right. My marks are Greengage 85, Lee Wilson 87, Flair 75, Redwood 80, Mike Stan Douglas 95, Paul John Forrest 78, and Roy Walker 92.
You've switched things a bit, haven't you? Yes. Suddenly, Greengage moved down to second place. The new leader is Mike Stan Douglas, but just by a few marks. And you obviously went for the comedy then, Lionel.
Yes, I thought the comedy. I thought he came on powerhouse, presentation, I loved Greengage, I must agree. I thought they were smashing. But as a star performer, Mike Stan Douglas has got it for me.
OK, well, it all now really does depend on Jack Parnell at the end. Very close marking so far. So your marks, please, out of 100.
Greengage 87, Lee Wilson 90, Flair 80, Redwood 90, Mike Stan Douglas 98, Paul John Forrest 92, and Roy Walker 95.
Greengage is third, Roy Walker is second, but the winner and the act that you'll see coming back to the gala final at the end of this series, yes, Mike Stan Douglas. Yeah. Well, a close one for you panel tonight. I hope you want to say anything?
Yes, I've got a name for the little man.
You've got a name for the little man,
Yes. Hobson's Choice.
Thank you very much. Our thanks to the panel, to Jack Parnell, to Lionel Blair, Muriel Young and Shaw Taylor. A very difficult job tonight, 7 great acts. But at the end of the day, as I say, and just to recap, in third place, Greengage with 352 marks. In second place, Roy Walker with 357 marks. But 13 marks ahead, and the winning act tonight is that funny comedian with those teeth, Mr. Mike Stan Douglas. Yeah.